Around the table with me, Mo Alathe, Communications Director at the DNC, brand new job. Jerry Jacobus, a Republican strategist, CNN commentator Donna Brazile, and Grover Norquist, who is President of Americans for Tax Reform. Let's start with health care, because I feel like, and I've sort of talked to folks, they say, what's going to happen? And my feeling is nobody knows what's going to happen, and we won't know until those exchanges open up in October and we see who signs up.
What we do know is that the president has looked at what he thinks is going to happen and decided that some of his friends shouldn't have to be in it. The larger
Capitol
businesses, well, Capitol Hill, government workers, but also the larger businesses that won't have the mandate to apply to them. Remember they handed out...
For a year, it was a delay. I just wanted to, right? The delay on businesses,
oh, yes,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not in the law, okay? Big businesses will not have a year delay. Everybody else will have a year delay. Other people put right in. And, of course, we already had about 1,200 special exemptions that were put in quite a while ago, largely to labor unions, but also to businesses. And one wonders how and why some people get those. When you've got a law that has to have so many special exemptions, I think there's a problem. What I've certainly argued for is a one-year delay on everything, not just for the president's friends and campaign contributors, but for everybody. And then let's look at it. We have the head of the Senate Finance Committee saying it's a train wreck. We have the head of the person who's in charge of this in Connecticut for Obama saying he'd like another year to get it ready. Right. If it's not ready, why not do it?
All we've heard over the last 2 years is the Republican Party attempt to repeal the law. They've forgotten that they want to, at times, replace the law. What we know about Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, is that it saved lives, it will reduce the deficit, and that these marketplaces or exchanges will give access to people who right now do not have access to health care. And the notion that we're going to tell parents with kids with pre-existing conditions that this law is bad for them, that's not going to fly. This is political blackmail. That's what they're doing. They're threatening to shut down the government unless they can, completely defund this program.
Which is something the president's not going to sign anyway. But does this put Republicans in a vulnerable position to have to tell folks who currently are enjoying some of the benefits, at any rate? We know the taxes haven't hit and the exchanges aren't up, but there are lots of people enjoying the benefits of, for instance, kids up to the age of 26 being allowed to stay on their parents' insurance.
Well, the problem for the president, for Democrats who support him on this, is as people learn more about this, he's going to have to answer to it, and they're going to realize they've been sold a bill of goods, particularly young people who really aren't quite aware of what that's going to mean for them. Now, there's a new study out from the National Center of Public Policy that says that young people 25 years old making $24,000 or less a year actually are going to do better by paying the penalty for not going into these exchanges. Once they find that out,
not very high.
Well, no, but,
right.
but when you look, I think we all remember when we were 25 years old, $1,000 is a lot of money, which means they're basically going to be paying an Obama tax for youth and vitality. And once that information gets out there, it's going to have to
iPads for half the cost. So
Mo, let me just, I'm going to stop because I have something that's right up your alley because I want to shift gears a little bit. Congressman, I want to read you something that Newt Gingrich, who's now a CNN commentator, but he's a former Speaker of the House, something he said up at the RNC summer meeting. He said, I would bet for most of you, talking to Republicans, you go home in the next 2 weeks while your members of Congress are home, and you look at them in the eye and you say, what is your positive replacement for Obamacare? And they will have zero answer. Can you respond to that?
Well, that's not true, and I've had an answer. We need to bring costs down by increasing competition. You can't bring costs down by having a mandate. So you have to have a competitive marketplace, and you can't have the regulations in place that mandate specific type of insurance policies are available and no other types of policies. If you had that in any other industry, you'd see costs go up. If you told fast food restaurants they have to provide particular types of burgers on their menus, you'd see prices skyrocket, and you'd have less access for people to fast food. And the same thing is true in health care.
Mo?
40 times now, the Republicans in Congress have voted to repeal the Affordable Care Act. People don't want that. That's not where we are. People are open to a discussion about how to strengthen it where it needs to be strengthened. The president is open to a conversation about how to strengthen it where it needs to be strengthened. But people do not want to see it repealed and replaced by an overwhelming margin. And the best way to ensure that the Affordable Care Act does not succeed is to keep people out of the program. This program succeeds the more people get into the program. It's one of the reasons why the Republicans keep trying to defund it. They don't want more people to enroll in this program which is the way it'll fail. That's why I think the administration and Democrats are working so hard to educate people and get them to buy in.
Wait a minute. Nobody's keeping anybody out. The question is, can Obama force young people into a program they don't want to pay, even with threats of taxes? That's what he's trying to do. There have been 40 votes in the House. 3 were to repeal Obamacare. The others were to amend it and fix it. 6 of those, which repealed pieces of Obamacare that were clearly not functioning, Obama actually signed. So the idea that the Republicans have not been trying to help is wrong. They've been trying to take away some of the destructive pieces of this. The Democrat Senate doesn't want to do it. We learned today that Reid, the leader of the Senate, wants to move where he said he didn't want to move to, which was to a single payer, to a government monopoly, post office style government health care system. For years they've denied that's what they want. At least now they're telling us the truth. They believe this will fail systematically into single payer.
No, I think most Democrats wanted single payer to begin with. Before the president and other Democrats tried to accommodate Republicans by giving them policies that they once supported, like the individual mandate.
Congressman, I'm going to let you